Hey guys, so we just finished up on our Dallas workshop, and we're now on the way to a place called XOXO. I'm sure if you guys follow us, you guys will see it's basically a ritual. After we actually finished the few days with the students, we always like to spend a good few hours talking to them, getting to know them, having a few drinks and some food. But today, one of my good friends, they own a club called XOXO. It's like day party. Maria. She said, bring all your students to my place and let them have drinks and a table here on Astrofx. So it's amazing. We're on the way there now. Let's go.
Out on the market today.
Oh my god! Nice.
Well, say. Wow. I should post that on fucking Instagram. So guys, it is Monday the 9th of September and it's our last few hours here in Dallas. Miami, we were there for 4 or 5 days, fully enjoyed ourselves, an amazing time with the students. And we've been here for 4 or 5 days and it's time to go home. And from this vlog so far, you might be able to see that once we finish up the class, we actually had a good friend of ours that actually owned a place called XOXO. We took all of the students there, had an amazing time with them for hours on end, having fun, partying, drinking, but most importantly, just connecting with them, asking us personal questions, make sure everyone has a great time. And I think there's not many people that actually hold classes or do mentors that even go to that extent. So we're really happy that I think that's mine and Sean's signature, is as well as getting a great education and learning from us, we actually show you a good time. And some of these people really appreciate that and say that they don't normally do this and they don't really get many opportunities to go out. So we actually try and offer that experience as well. And we just finished up on axe throwing. That was an amazing experience. Sean shit, I'm good, just watch the videos. And yeah, so now we're going to be on the way to Toronto as well. So I hope everyone is enjoying the vlogs. I just want to make a good note and just say as well, I know you guys are seeing me and Sean really enjoy ourselves. This summer and this year, we've actually just been working our absolute asses off in London. We've got some amazing stuff coming for everybody. So for me, to travel to all these different places, and I think when I go back to London, I'll go to Dubai for a few days. I'm just having fun. And I want to show you guys that as well. So a lot of people try and pretend to be too serious on their social media and sort of try and put on this fake persona of who they are. With me and Sean, since the very start, for anybody that's followed us since 2014, you'll see we've always been ourselves. We've always just had fun. And sometimes we might wake up and delete some Insta stories from the night before, but the fun is there. So you guys, to make money, to live off our trading accounts, to actually travel the world and help people teach, it's an amazing experience, but most of all, have fucking fun with it. Stop doing what other people might want you to do. If it makes you happy, just go fucking do it. So on this trip, that's what we've been doing. Now next up, Toronto.
Guys, so Monday, first trade of the week. I am holding USD CAD and I'm now actually in profit from the swing trade. Secondary, I did stay and I gave the students yesterday various breakdowns of risk reward setups and certain pairs to look out for the week ahead. My favored was Gold Shore. I actually went ahead and tweeted the setup earlier on. Currently a little bit of profit, more or less break even, but I'm currently looking at the price coming down from 1500 into 1480 and then maybe even into 1475. So first trade of the week, quite relaxed, straightforward, looking at the momentum switching around, because gold, as you guys have seen for the last few weeks, we've been running into new bullish territory, and I do believe that the price is going to relieve itself and then pull back. So now waiting for this. Maybe take 3 or 4 days, but I'll keep you guys updated on the result of this specific trade. And there are the other positions as well. I'm also in Euro JPY long, which is going relatively well. So with USD CAD 1.3169, I'm looking at this to creating new lows weekly into 1.3. So I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll run over some charts later on when we touch down in Toronto. So that's that.
And guys, let me show you what trades I'm in. So I've DM'd her 4 times. I'm still waiting for the number. Hopefully going to meet next Tuesday. I've been playing this one long position for quite a while now. You know, a bit of back and forth, bullish, bearish, back and forth. But hopefully I can see this trade placing out in the next 2-3 days.
Yeah.
So our flight's in an hour, yeah?
Ned just brought underwear.
I can rebook your tickets for next flight. You don't have any connection flights?
Never done any connection.
Okay, I can rebook your tickets. Can I have your passport, please?
Sure. Missed it.
Missed the flight?
Yeah, 4 of us. We had a boarding pass. There's no way you can try and make it?
But you have a bag.
Oh, okay.
Missed the flight again.
Yeah.
Missed the flight again.
Every single time. Hey guys, so we've just landed and we've already got somebody, we don't know who it is. Hopefully just stab Sean on site. But let's see who it is. Fun.
Alright guys, so I just touched down in Toronto, 3-hour flight. I'm absolutely shattered. Just connected to Wi-Fi. Gold, 1489. So we have another 90 pips to my first target. So you've seen the P&L earlier on the gold trades. EJ's coming up as well. USD CAD stagnant, but 100 pips on my positions there. So I'm gonna see how this plays out. Hopefully by tomorrow morning it's gonna come through, and I'll drop some analysis into the video and I'll give you guys an update as to actually why I entered the trade. So 100 pips so far, 100 pips to go, and then last Thursday caught 250 pips from 1555 into 1527. So yeah, so far so good. Bedtime for me. See you soon. Alright guys, so last segment of the vlog. We've been in Toronto for just 24 hours now. Had a little bit of fun last night. Tomorrow is the group course. I'm excited to see everybody and go through all of the work. Now, when we got off the plane, I did show you the positions in which I was profitable on, around 100 and so pips at the minute. Gold. See over here. Many of you have actually seen, especially on Twitter, I haven't gone into too much technical factors on the YouTube channel. However, I will be going through certain setups, kind of like Technical Tuesdays, but not as intense. I'm just going to be going over positions before, positions after, and showing you guys how I manage my positions whilst traveling. And then back home in London, we're going to start a completely new venture when it comes down to the vlogging and so on. Now, gold for me, certain long positions, especially on the weekly time frame, the momentum has started to die out. Money has to go from one area to another in the market, and if you can recognize exactly how that happens and where money is now being released, we can see it here on gold, especially on the 4-hour time frame. So 4 hourly, we've spiked all the way into a key psychological level of 1550, drive to the high, drive to the high, drive to the high. Spikes are being left behind on this pair at the moment, and if we recognize which time frames to look at and recognize this, we can see where potential pullbacks are now starting to occur. For me, last Thursday, I did state on Instagram and YouTube that I won't be placing any more trades, but the gold short from 1550 was staring me in the face. But I did actually decrease my risk, so instead of doing X amount, I put it down 50%. obviously because of the time zones and so on. Now here, I went over a setup in the class in Dallas and I gave people this potential opportunity. Risk reward setup, it was a 1 to 2.2, and I'm looking for 250 pips on the trade. I'm currently up just over 100, but we're looking at the 1480 area being broken and smashed through. I'm not going to go into exactly the full capabilities of the strategy and what I look for in the market, but I'm just giving you guys a realistic viewpoint on how, if you come over here and look at the positions. Okay, so current running positions. On the last video, the thumbnail, we were in the negative, and I do get a lot of comments, questions, observations as to why I'm holding particular currency pairs in drawdown. So starting with gold, came through shy of 100 pips now because we are floating. When you enter the trade, mainly for me, if I'm looking at the weekly and the daily time frames, which I combine and see where the momentum is changing, shifting, and potentially going to go next, I then transition that into a 4-hour time frame and an hourly time frame. So I use the weekly and daily in unison, and then from there onwards, I'll use the 4-hour and the hourly in unison, and I'll keep track of my routine as to where the market is going to potentially go next, and see if momentum is continuing to go in my favor. It gives me more confidence to hold the trade. So in the case of this gold trade in particular, you guys may have seen on some of the accounts that I've shared that I do multiple positions. Multiple positions for me is more or less like a personal preference. Instead of just going in on one position and having your stop loss and take profit, I look for a range in which is tradable. So I was explaining to the guys in the course in Dallas, let's say a generic example, a breakout in the market. Market breaks out in a particular direction. Do I enter on the breakout, or do I wait for the retest? So what I personally do, I scale in certain positions in a specific range so I can get maximum capability out of the position sizing and scaling. That's what I've done here on gold. At the moment, I'm quite confident that gold now needs a huge relief rally to the downside, and maybe tomorrow, after this cycle has emerged, we do have some fundamentals as well, which I always like to work around. I'll probably take off 2 or 3 positions, but I'm going to be doing that in front of the class, and again going into the full depth and analysis of why I entered the gold trade. So very, very clear and straightforward, as you can see in my charts. For you guys who are new to YouTube, you guys who follow me on Twitter know that my black charts, I don't use any indicators whatsoever. My personal transition and journey, I've gone from zero into all of the retail stuff. I've learned by sincere chart time, watching the market, watching the price action play out. And for me, it's a journey of shedding skin in order to actually be able to read the market with intuition and eradicate all of the noise. So that's where we're at now, and that's what I've been introducing to a lot of the Astro classes, and this is what's all going to be in Astrofx version 2.0. So gold, we can't snap 1480, I'm looking at maybe even 1465 and go from there. So one more chart I would like to share with you is USD CAD. So the USD CAD trade, if I just pull it up on my account. Okay, I've been in this trade for a month. Now if you just zoom in, can you see that? I've posted this a few times on social media, and I've had short positions, and obviously the price has gone against me. USD CAD, from a top-down perspective, the recent movement to the upside is a very, very choppy retracement. Once I was in loss at the top of this entire range, USD CAD, the nature of the pair, it does go sideways for quite some time. But because of the fundamentals that are happening in the market at the moment with gold, it's going to more or less break 1600, 1700 because of the economical factors and the new cycle that we're in. I know that the dollar is actually going to lose a lot of strength. So even though I had these positions on here, I was still trading around them. I was still trading in regards to money management and so on. Overall, last month I'm up 40%, well, 5 weeks. So if USD CAD did break certain barriers in which I was looking for, I would have took maybe 1%, sorry, 1.5% 2% hit, but I'm only biting into the money that I've already made whilst I'm trading around it. So various trading styles, for me, I don't have a specific strategy, so to speak, where it's like in and out, in and out, in and out. It depends on the market condition. Can you adapt to that market condition? And how well can you actually hold the trade without it affecting your psychology? So USD CAD for me, again, very, very simply put, various trade setups emerged in this entire region here. So even though I was holding short positions, overall my drawdown was around 180 to 200 pips. Whilst I was in that drawdown, I was still looking at hourly setups on USD CAD and still capitalizing on certain trade setups there. So now USD CAD came into a high, you know, I'm not going to go into the full specifics of that, but I'm looking at new lows being taken out on USD CAD, and this pair going into 1.3, 1.29 and beyond. So I'll hold that trade, I'll be transparent with that, I'll show the guys on Twitter, because 3 weeks ago, people just look at that and think, how amateur is that trading? But they don't actually know, and they judge you on only what they see, a small portion of the story, and don't actually know your characteristics and trading style. So I do say to everybody that you have to have a specific way of looking at the market, and then you have to merge it with your own trading routines, your money management, your capital, and so much more. So gold for me, pretty decent start to the week. USD CAD looking at 200, 300 pips to the downside, and then from there onward, after the class tomorrow and the day after, I'm probably just going to take the week off, but I will be fully transparent with all of this, with everybody in the room. And I also pass the capital around so people can get a clear insight into looking what trading profitability overall looks like. So many of the positions, I'm looking at my strategy and the stuff that Astro is bringing forward. We're looking at 80 pips, 100 pips, 200 pips, 300 pip potentials. But I do also state to people that splitting an order up, let's say you have one lot and you split the orders up into 2.5, 2.5, you can actually scale into certain regions and zones to maximize that profit potential. And then working with our trade management rules in order to keep banking. You want to keep banking, and keep the psychology balanced. So a lot of my work that I've done over the last 2 years, I always like to push my psychology from here to here. I did mention this on the other video, but all of this experience now is what I'm relaying onto other people. We've had a great response so far from Dallas, Miami, and then Toronto. We've got maybe like 15 to 20 people turning up tomorrow, so I'll see you guys soon, and we'll show you a bit of the class, and you can also see some of the breakdowns that I do and some of the other tips that I share. So gold short, CAD short, and that's about it. So we're gonna have some fun now, and I'll see you on the other side. Cool.